Good morning, grandchildren. I hope you're doing well. This is Monday morning, and the question is, what time is it, Peter Rabbit? What time is it, Peter Rabbit? There's a big clock and a bunch of bunny rabbits. All right. Let's see what time it is. What time is it at your house? Ask Mommy to tell you. What time is it? It's 7 o'clock. It's time for a wash with Moppet. First, she scrubs their faces. This one is Moppet. And this is from the tale of Tom Kitten. So you can see right here, she's scrubbing his face. Scrubby-dub-dub. And you can see what time it is. It's 7 o'clock. The big hand is at 12 and the little hand is at 7. And that's how you tell. What time is it? 8 o'clock. Time for breakfast with Tommy Brock. Tommy Brock was sitting at Mr. Toad's kitchen table, or Mr. Todd's kitchen table, pouring out tea from Mr. Todd's teapot. And this is from the tale of Mr. Todd. So here's the clock. And it's 8 o'clock, and there's a mouse on the clock. And there is Mr. Todd having tea, and the fox is coming in to have tea with Mr. Todd. So that's neat. So Tommy Brock was sitting at Mr. Todd's table, pouring tea from Mr. Todd's teapot. That's what's actually happening there. What time is it? 9 o'clock. Time for tidying up with Pigland Bland. Pigland washed up the porridge plates in the bucket. He sang while he worked. This is from the tale of Pigling Bland. So there it is, 9 o'clock, and 2 mice. Aw. And right there is Pigling. Wow. Pigling he's washing plates because he's just had porridge. Pigling is a pig. What sound does a pig make? Do you know what sound it makes? What time is it? 10 o'clock. Time for a walk with Timmy Willie. And when the sun comes out again, you should see my garden and flowers from the tale of Johnny Town Mouse. Look at that, 10 o'clock. Time for a walk. And there is the mouse. He has an umbrella out of a leaf. Isn't that cute? Yeah, that's cute. What time is it? 11 o'clock. Time for a snack with Mr. Jeremy Fisher. I will eat butterfly sandwiches and wait till the shower is over. There is a frog sitting there eating a butterfly sandwich. And there's the clock, 11 o'clock, and 2 mice there again. What sound does a frog make? Do you know? What time is it? 12 o'clock. Time for a boat ride with Squirrel Nutkin. And they made little rafts out of twigs, and they paddled away over the water. This is from the tale of Squirrel Nutkin. Now that is a neat picture. Check it out. There's little squirrels making rafts and floating away. Can you see that? Isn't that neat? There it is, 12 o'clock. Both hands are pointing straight up. I wonder what sound a squirrel makes. What time is it? 1 o'clock. Time for lunch with Mrs. Tittlemouse. Mr. Jackson sat a while. Let me start over. Mr. Jackson sat such a while that he had to be asked if he would take some dinner. So he didn't want to leave. He stayed and stayed and stayed until finally Mrs. Tittlemouse was offering him supper because he hadn't eaten yet. Look at that. How funny. What time is it? 2 o'clock. Time for a nap with the Flopsy Bunnies. The little Flopsy bunnies slept delightfully in the warm sun. 2 o'clock. There's the 2 mice and 2 o'clock. And look at there. There are the bunnies sleeping soundly. That's what a bunny sounds like when it sleeps. What time is it? 3 o'clock. Time for shopping with Mrs. Twiggy Winkle. Wait, Tiggy Winkle. Boy, these are some funny names. The customer says she will pay another time. And Pickles makes a low bow and says, "With pleasure, madam." So the customer looks like a hedgehog. And she says she's going to pay later. And so he says, "With pleasure, madam," and bows his head as she puts her parcel into her bag. Do you know what a hedgehog is? What time is it? 4 o'clock. Time for tea with Ribby and Duchess. The pie proved extremely toothsome, and the muffins light and hot, from the tale of Pie and the Patty Pan. One of my favorites. There they are, sitting at the meal. Notice the kitty cat there serving up that puppy dog. They're having tea together. Kitty cat and a puppy dog having tea. What time is it? 5 o'clock. Time for a game with Tom Kitten. There were very extraordinary noises overhead, which disturbed the dignity and repose of the tea party. So there was a racket going on upstairs during the tea party. Look at that bedroom. It looks like everything is thrown about. Is your bedroom messy? I hope not. I hope your bedroom's clean and neat, because you pick everything up. What time is it? 6 o'clock. Time for cooking with Mrs. Rabbit. Peter's mother was busy cooking. She wondered what he had done with his clothes. So if you'll notice, there's Peter Rabbit's mom cooking, and Peter Rabbit's laying over there without any clothes on. And she doesn't know what happened to his clothes. If you read the story, The Tale of Peter Rabbit, you know exactly what happened to his clothes. They got caught in a fence when he was trying to escape from the farmer, and he almost got caught and had his head cut off. What time is it? 7 o'clock. Time for supper with Flopsy, Mopsy, and Cottontail. Flopsy, Mopsy, and Cottontail had bread and milk and blackberries for supper. Bread and milk and blackberries for supper. Oh, that sounds pretty good. Maybe you should have bread and milk and blackberries for supper. That would be fun. Look at them having that. Looks good, doesn't it? And there it is. It's 7 o'clock at night now. 7 o'clock in the morning earlier. Remember, that was 12 hours ago. Boy, this book's fast, isn't it? What time is it? 8 o'clock. Time for bed. Time for bed with Peter Rabbit. That's what time Titus goes to bed. I'm not sure what time. I don't know when Piper and Eva go to bed. His mother put him to bed and made some chamomile tea, and she gave a dose of it to Peter. He was so tired, and she gave him some chamomile tea so he could sleep very well. It's 8 o'clock. It's time for bed. Oh no, what time is it, Peter Rabbit? Look at all of those clocks. Can you tell which one is 12 o'clock? Which one says 12 o'clock? Can you tell? I can see it. You pick it out. 12 o'clock. I hope you were able to find it. The end. I love you.